Good morning. Welcome to Saturday Morning Comic Talk. This is a show where I talk with top indie creators about whatever the heck I thought up in the middle of the week. And tonight we got a lot of familiar faces, so everyone here is a returning guest, but we'll still start with introductions. So, Dash, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, I am the co-host with yourself there on the Wednesday night First Impressions. Had a pretty good show. Had some great discussion on our last show about Phoebe. So
Yes.
this week we got a great show coming up. I'm also part of Dash of Reading. You can find me on Sundays. We're going to get back to normal now that I'm done dealing with some family issues of myself. So you can find us there every Sunday.
Yes. Awesome. All right. Fred, tell us a little about yourself.
My name is Fred Schwartz. I'm the writer and creator of Fisticuffs. I also co-host Critical Affection on Monday nights. And you can find me at Schwartz Art LLC. So thank you. Happy to be here.
And see, I didn't know that you had moved in as just a co-host on that show. So that's why when we were doing the Twilight, I'm like, oh, if you want to come on and talk with us too. I thought you were just guesting. I'm like, oh, wait, Fred is now part of the crew. So
no, I'm like a stray cat. You feed me. I move in.
That's awesome. And yeah, you can always come talk music with us. You know that. And I guess we need to redeem ourselves from the Twilight soundtrack.
Yeah, the one
so far when you've come and talked music with us, you've always enjoyed what you've heard, and then Twilight was the first one where you're like, "Now, fuck all this, I hate it."
I was just gonna say, I love that I come in there and I get like exposed to music and music criticism like I don't normally do. So I do like your show a lot.
Apparently, our puppy does not like it. Does not like Twilight either.
He's still pissed about the Twilight episode too.
He didn't like the way that movie characterized like canine creatures and whatnot.
Absolutely.
Like it was bad for his people.
He's not down with sparkly vampires.
No.
As soon as the word Twilight was mentioned, he got pissed, and it's like I understand because I only required to watch one Twilight movie, and some people did way too much homework on that and watched the entire 5 movies. I don't know.
Thanks to you guys. Now apparently we're doing all of them, so now I have to share in the misery too.
Oh, that's right. Remember, we're gonna do when I finally get to watching the last one. We're doing the live watch on Pilled, and we're gonna have some fun talking some shit about that one.
Yeah, and
if that's the case, then I need to come back on and talk about Darkman 2 because I think it's better than the first one.
Darkman 2? Darkman 2 is better than the first one. I agree.
Yeah, I like Darkman 2. It's solid.
I gotta rewatch it. I don't remember if it was or not.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it more, but we watched Darkman last time I was on because that was one of my fundamental favorite movies.
I'm excited. I've accepted a challenge because Amanda really does not like her Get Horror. So I've tried. I came in with 2 heavy hitters, and I'm going to see if either of them land. I'm going to go with Silence of the Lambs and Jacob's Ladder. So I think Jacob's Ladder has a shot at getting.
She doesn't like those types of movies.
She doesn't like horror at all, really.
Okay.
It seems.
Wow.
So yeah,
Jacob's Ladder is a great movie.
Yeah,
great movie. So she's never seen that one. So I'm going to try to,
if she hasn't seen that, that'll be a good experience. I mean, I don't know if she hates horror, maybe it'll be a traumatic experience and she'll curse your name.
Yeah, but that's one of the ones where yes, it's scary and it's terrifying, but thematically it's got a little depth to it. It's got a positive message and whatnot. And I think it's got a chance. Silence of the Lambs, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, either one. Yeah. All right. So Fish, tell us a little about yourself.
I am Mr. Fish of Mr. Fish Comics, the fastest working pen in indie comics, and I have worked on over 137 books over the last 7 years and helped my clients raise over $250,000. And I am the creator behind books like The Mighty Caw, The Cro-Magnon, Green Zone, Life in the Blocks, Alice Lost in Wonderland, and worked on dozens of other titles. And right now, I am pitching my Roll for Hero handbook, which is live on Kickstarter at GoMrFish.com.
Nice. And he is the fastest because he's cranked 2 covers out for me in record time, even though one time he's like, I'm really busy. Oh, still, less than a week. There's my cover.
Fred can testify. I can be fast, but sometimes it takes a long time to get to that fast.
I'm also going to do one better. I think Fish is one of the, really most thoughtful, artists and people that I've worked with too. Like we did just a little 10-page short story that we collaborated on, and I get very into it too, and I love that he was put in like so many layers of thought to it. He's like, oh well, I felt like the original story was set in this time and stuff, so I went with kind of like a Spanish world.
Oh yeah, like I went all into history trying to think of how the clothes would look on the magi's and the counselors and the stuff around the king to try and hit some stuff that would look good, and developed a whole new style of coloring, which took me forever.
It was gorgeous, man. Like just you guys will see it eventually, but like there was just like one layout he did with like the back, he did a couple layouts like that where like the back page, the top of the page and the whole page was like an image, panels on top, and just like the layer of the depth that he put into it, I mean, just crushed it. Like he's
nice.
Amazing. Yeah. So
oh yeah. I mean, I've only had covers and they're always top notch. And one time I got to find a proper project to get fish on, and
yeah, he's great.
It's like I'm always saying, if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing.
Yeah.
That works for me. All right, so we're gonna dig into our first topic, and that is, what is your holy grail collectible? Like, you can own it, you don't need to worry about price or anything. What's the collectible that you're bringing home into your collection? So Dash, what are you bringing home for your collection?
There is no question about this right here. The USS Flag. I have waited how many years now? 40 something years, 41 years now I've been without the USS Flag. I will find one, I will get one. It's just a matter of will I still be married after I get that one. But I mean, you can see I got some of my grails already up there.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's really the only one is the USS Flag. I found a couple of good prospects. It's just might have to rebuild a little bit of it. So other than that,
yeah, have to remortgage the house perhaps.
Yes. A little, yeah. There's I think the last one I saw that was where I wouldn't have to put too much work into it was about 2,500 to 3,000. So
okay, yeah, I mean that's manageable. I mean, if you could have said like in Action Comics 1, and that's going to cost you like at minimum, several $100,000 for an ungraded one that's still, in one piece but barely. So I mean, yours is still, it's obtainable and not out of the, in the stratosphere of no one can ever afford it.
Yeah, I've seen one in box still sealed, so that's pushing 5 figures.
Yeah,
that's pushing.
I never
figures.
even knew that came out. Like, I love G.I. Joe. I didn't even know that was available. I never even saw it at a store. When I saw it on TV years later, I thought it was like made up. I thought they just like built it as a prop piece for,
What saddens me, there's guys that will, there's customizers that have like 6 of these things and they've painted them in all different, and I'm just like, I don't even have one, and here you are painting them, and and they're making 5 figures off just making it in Transformer colors or things like that. They're making 5 figures off that.
It's a great looking toy.
The logo on the side would be so awesome.
Yeah, there's a comic shop down in San Diego that I go to, and they have one on display right in their window, and they have a bunch of old Joes on it and everything, and then like some of the Jets. And yeah, I mean, it is beautiful. It's not for sale. I mean, I guess if someone offered the right price, they'd sell it, but it's nice to be able to just look at it and know that, okay, I can't afford this. But yeah, I've seen them at Comic-Con and things like that. Like the sealed box version is always in the thousands. And I mean, like you were saying, I never saw it in the stores. And I was a kid, I would go to the stores and hunt down G.I. Joe. I was thinking about, remember they had that contest on Nickelodeon where you would get 5 minutes in the toy store to get as many toys as you want. Dude, I would fucking plot that shit out. I would go to the toy store
100%.
with a little notepad, like, okay, I would do this aisle first, because I'd mail my postcard in and be assured, like, this is my year. I'm going to be the one with the cart. I'm like, I'm going to go into training. I'll start doing
and working my way outside.
out. Yeah. So like I said, Transformers aisle first, because that's my top priority. Then the Joes, and it's like, all right, if they had that carrier, like, okay, that's one card. I'm gonna have to move it aside, and I'm plotting it out. And of course, you're never gonna get picked. But I'm begging my dad, take me to Toys R Us, please. You don't have money. I'm like, it's cool. I'm making my plan. We got to do this. And
I gotta
you're
map
sitting
it
there,
out,
drawing
Dad.
a map.
Right
Oh
on.
yeah, and I would be done. I'm like, okay, I got my game plan. And then when they announced the kid who wins, like, that piece of shit, fuck that kid. This was my year. This was my time. And no, you don't get it. So yeah, that would have been into my cart. That would have been part of the plot. I guess you start with that. Like, I didn't even think about the video games and the higher end stuff. Like, I don't need a bike. I got 4. You know, and I find old bikes in the desert rusted out and fix them up. So, you know, I didn't need that. I needed to go straight to the Transformers, the Joes, the He-Mans. Like, I need a Castle Grayskull and a Snake Mountain. You know, just mine are dirty. I want clean ones now. And they always hit that mark right around $5,000. Like, okay, almost $5,000, or was it like almost $10,000 was always what they got their amount of toys. I'm like, I could double that. This plan would get me 20 grand. I'll be like the highest value ever for a kid who went in, because like this one made plans. He was ready. So yes,
I think somebody won a USS flag on the Bozo show. You know, doing the grand prize game where you toss the ping pong balls. I remember that though.
Yeah,
I remember watching that show and like plotting my strategy for throwing the ping pong balls. It's like you have to hit the top of the thing and get it to kill its momentum inside the bucket. Yeah,
I would watch all those shows and think, I can do this. I know I could do better than that kid. If they failed, I'm like, damn it. They need to bring in someone like me. I would handle this. The pressure would not be too much. I've been training my whole life for this show.
My luck, I'd get up there and miss bucket 1. That would be my luck.
That's what would happen. All this posturing while I'm watching some kid fail, and I'd be the first one to miss. And some kid would be watching me like, fuck that kid. That should have been me. So it would have been, you know what? I would have been the one that would have been the scorn that they would have been throwing at me. But yeah, I remember those, and oh man, that was the dream every year. Like, let me have 5 minutes in this store. I will destroy it. I will get everything. I will break all the records. And yeah, my post.
And I was tall. I could reach the top shelves and stuff too, man. I was looking forward to it.
What's your worst thing? I got that. I'm gonna lift it, pull it down. I'm going like the sweep aisle. Like I don't care if I had that Transformer
they probably
already.
would have taken it from me and gave it to somebody else, because they'd be like, "Nah, ain't nobody believing this kid's 12."
I remember
get
in
a birth
Toys R Us.
certificate, Mom, prove it.
I was gonna say, for sure. I remember in Toys R Us talking about the top shelf. I remember like when I was young, like stepping my foot on the bottom shelf, lifting up, and then lifting the top flaps up to see if they had stuff underneath, because that's where they would restock the stuff. Yeah, I was.
And as I became a teenager, it became the stashing of toys. Like someone wouldn't be able to afford it that day, so they would hide it. Like, okay, I found this, you know, Voltron reproduction set, and I'm gonna hide it in the Barbies. So like I would have to go search the Barbies. April's like, why are you going in the Barbie section? Like, there could be some gold hiding there. I know what these fuckers do, and I'm onto them, and I'm gonna get this thing that they're hiding in the Barbie collection. So
speaking of fuckers, I try not to be a vindictive person at this point in my life, but the people that go into toy stores now, buy something, put a different action figure in, and then return them. Those people need to go to hell. They should really.
Oh, absolutely. They put a lesser value one and then they keep the high value one. Yeah, that's dirty. Like stashing the toy. You know what? That's your prerogative. I'm gonna find it. That my goal is to find it. It's like now I have a treasure map I need to go do. Like check the Barbies, check the My Little Ponies. That's where the best Transformers might be hiding. But to swap it out, that's just dirty. And I've seen it at Target where they have the Target wrong one
employees.
In there.
I think the Target employees are scalping them, is what I think.
Probably some too. Yeah,
they get their discount, and then they go out and double the price.
Yeah, that I know. I used to go to Walmart. I would work late, and I would drive to Walmart. It was a 24-hour one, and just see what they had. And the employees would be like, "Oh, dude, you looking for a treasure hunt? I got all the treasure hunts right here." And they picked them out of the case. So yeah, the employees definitely do that.
You could not take a break on third shift stocking toys, because as soon as you do and you come back from your break, the boxes are all ripped open and people have dug through there. The Hot Wheels guys were the worst because there's one rare one in every box.
Yeah, so the one treasure hunt.
Every box open and scattering them all over the place to get all of the rare, minivans or whatever. And I'm like,
yeah,
it's a minivan, but
There's
Yeah, it's that one figure that goes
the
for
chase
triple.
figure. Yeah,
it goes
it's the
for
chase figure.
like 3 figures. It's like hundreds of dollars for it, and people will do it. And I would go to this Walmart because there would be literal fist fights, and it was just entertaining for me. I was getting off work around like 4 a.m, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go and watch some people fight over toys at Walmart. There's no better entertainment, and it's free. And yeah, those Hot Wheel cases, like they would get one in hand, and you'd watch them kind of tug of warring with it.
I
And
started
they would
buying
go
them
to
up
blows.
myself just to be a jerk, just because I was mad at. I said minivans because I had like 4 of these minivans in my junk drawer for years, just sitting there in the box. I think I've eventually lost them all. I meant to put them on eBay one day or something, but I just forgot about it. But I got sick of them ripping the boxes open, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start taking them. And
the other employees would
bought 'em
try to
myself.
sell them, and then I was at the grocery store where they have that they used to have that teeny little toy section in the grocery store.
Mhm.
And some employee calls me over. He's like, "Sir, tell me something. Which of these are the good ones?" And he has a case of Hot Wheels. I'm like, "Do I just look like that much of a fucking nerd that you're just gonna call me over for toy scalping advice?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
and now
I mean,
they used to put a little treasure hunt, like something to signify that it was the treasure hunt, but then they stopped doing it. And I told him, like, look, I don't know. I mean, you asked me about other figures, I might know, but when it comes to the Hot Wheels, I unless it's marked treasure hunt, I wouldn't know. But yeah, it's so funny that he would flag me over, like, you're the guy. I could tell, you know these things. And sadly,
You got a special quality of nerd about you. I can tell.
There's an air of things about toys about you.
Oh yeah.
It's like, I'm just trying to buy my bananas, man. Leave me alone.
You have that I didn't play sports quality about you.
Sadly, he's not wrong, but damn. All right. So, Fred, what's your holy grail collectible?
Okay. So when a lot of you guys all know I had like a bad hospital stay once, rock bottom for my addiction. So when I got out of the hospital, I kind of needed a substitute addiction, and that became Funko Pops.
Okay.
I was really into Pops, and then from Pops, I transitioned to Marvel Legends, the harder shit. And I've eventually, over the course of Fisticuffs, have sold just about all my Marvel Legends, right? Mm-hmm. If I could, I would love to get Galactus back. That HasLab Galactus. It was a beautiful figure. I really enjoyed it, but you got to a point where, like, I needed money for something on the project, and that's a lot of money sitting there. And I live in a small room. It's a big figure. I did the math, and so one day I would like to get that back. But if we're talking about stuff that I've never had, and I didn't think about the, like, money was no object quality. I just thought of stuff that is come out recently or whatever. I'm a big sucker for Death of Superman stuff. That was that really captured my imagination when I was a kid, especially the look of Doomsday and just the battle, right? And there are 2 things. One, there was a recent omnibus that came out with the gravestone. Freaking gorgeous. I would just love to have that up on a shelf and enjoy that. The other thing I saw just recently, I guess Mafex is coming out with a brand new Doomsday figure alongside a tattered, beat up Superman.
Yep.
If I can get that set and put them together, I'd be a very happy guy. That would really capture my imagination. And I just sold a bunch of DC stuff, so I don't really have much of a, the DC shelf that I would like right now. So if I could start rebuilding just with those 2 figures, I'd be really happy. So that's my list.
Cool. So what about you, Fish?
My list it's weirder because honestly, most of the stuff that I've been wanting forever that I missed the most or didn't get as a kid, I ended up getting recently. Like that Godzilla back there on the back was the same Godzilla that I had as a kid, and I really had wanted to find that again. And I got that for myself after running my first personal successful Kickstarter campaign again. After my first one, and then I had other people do like the first Green Zones, and when I did it again for myself, I think with CRoM maybe I got myself that as a thing.
Is that the Shogun Warrior Godzilla?
No, it's just like the vinyl one, just a generic dude. But that's the one that I loved. You know,
That's one you
the
had,
that I dug as a kid. Like I never got a Wind Raider with He-Man when I was a kid, and I never got Faker because my dad, I'm not buying you He-Man. That's just a different color. You already got a He-Man. And
Yep.
so those were two things I could never get. My wife got me those for like Christmas and stuff. So really, like the things that I would really love, one thing I would really love would be like one of the screen used sonic screwdrivers from Doctor Who. That would be awesome. That would be like, you know, an amazing thing to get one day. And the one thing that I really want more than anything is the one copy of the Ashcan comic that I did 30 years ago that had the precursor that is now Alice Lost in Wonderland in it. And nobody would let me put this thing in their stores. I was publishing it as an Ashcan, and everybody that saw it, because I was like 21, and so I was trying to show how grown up I was, so it was absolutely filthy and disgusting and graphically violent and full of just all the nastiest stuff I could pack in it, because that's what adults do.
I've done
that. And everybody wanted it like wrapped in brown paper so you couldn't see it, the cover, sealed in plastic so nobody could open it, and in the back behind the curtain where you had to show ID, and they wanted 80% of the cover price to hold it on consignment. And I couldn't print them on a Xerox machine and send them out for that. And so there's only one copy that was out there with one guy who had a store that was going to let me sell it, and his store didn't last very long. And I wish I could get that one copy back. That's one thing. I look for it all the time. Like every year or so, I start Googling it and looking on eBay, trying to see if anybody's posted it or anything.
Yeah.
And it's probably either thrown away or in the back of a short box somewhere. But if I could find that, I would get that back, because I don't like having that out there with my name.
Don't give up. Don't give up.
Yeah, it can pop up, because I know I had some issue 1s of Immortal Era, the first print. And there was a couple comic shops, same thing. I had got it to them, and I went in and told them, like, look, I gave you the books on consignment. What the heck happened to them? And they're like, oh, they said, oh, we sent them to our sister shop here or there. So I was going back and forth, and it turned out that they had them upstairs in a short box in the attic, and he handed them all back to me. So you never know. It could actually happen.
Oh, I lost like 6 paintings that way to a show that put them up on display, and then they just disappeared and never saw them again.
Yeah. So yeah, the you never know. You might get lucky like I did, because I just told them, look, if they're doing anything, they're just wasting space up there. I can sell them right now. I mean, I have buyers who want them. Can you please look for them? And most of the employees were like, no, we're not going up there. But one of them finally like, yeah, I feel bad because we kind of screwed you over. So we'll go actually look. And he found them. So that was good, because I threw those immediately to CGC and sold them at $250 each, because everybody wants a first printing of that book. And I'm like, I got one left in my own collection, and that's all that exists. So it was good. And I thought, like yours, that it would never actually materialize, but fortunately it did. So yeah,
that's awesome.
For that, you never know. Hopefully yours does.
Keep looking. Eventually they may show up. Eventually the guy may die. His collection ends up on eBay.
See, that's an estate sale.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, this is it. The one of one. Like that's your Grail collectible. And then it's like, would you sell it or just frame it and keep it up there?
I would probably stash it away in a box somewhere, because like I have a couple of copies stashed away somewhere that I don't remember where it is now. But like I still can't show my kids, and like my older kids like have kids. I have grandkids. Yeah, I still can't show it to him because it was disgusting. And it was graphically violent and sexual, and I had no business putting that out.
Put in a safety deposit box or lock box in a
Send me a copy. I'm morbidly curious now.
Yeah, Pop
Scan it online.
Get it from me several times. I'm like, nah, I'm not sending that out there.
Yeah. So for me, mine is kind of lost stuff that I had as well. I mean, yeah, I'd love a Detective 27, but you know, that's going to buy me a new house, so I can't imagine keeping it. It's one of those things where if you had it, would you actually keep it knowing what it could do for your family? So there's there's my if I was already a millionaire kind of collectible. But I had, when I was a kid, a huge stash of 1986 Fleer basketball cards, which is the Jordan rookie set.
Jordan rookie set.
And I sold it to a kid for like $25. I sold the set to him for that, which is what its value was at the time. And my dad, the mom got mad because the cards weren't in great shape. Because I rubber banded them. I treated them as a kid treats baseball or basketball cards. And the mom called my dad demanding I give him the money back, which I was freaking 10. The money was long spent. So like I said, I was like 12. So the money was long gone. So my dad's like, well, you got to make this right with her. And then the kid goes, I know he has more of those Jordans. And I was forced to give my other 4 extra Jordans to the kid because I had sold the set, but all I was keeping was the Jordans. So I was forced to give those Jordans to the kid to shut his mom up. And I want one of those damn Jordans back. But now I could buy a car with the price of one of those Jordans. So it kills me.
No way.
Yeah, they're like the condition I had them in. It's about a $10,000 card.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
I'm kicking myself that I traded those early Ninja Turtle comics for like, I think a handful of Blue Line comic book pages or something to draw on. Like, but I didn't have a comic book store or anything nearby me to buy those at, and this kid had some, and I think, if I remember right, that's what I traded them for.
Yeah, and those, wow, man, I still think about that. It's like, oh, if my dad would have just told the mom, like, hey, they're kids, they made the deal. Make your son deal with what he bought. Because he saw them. He was happy at the time, but then he whined to his mommy and it's like, fucker, got my other 4 Jordans. I want one. That's all I need. And then I was saving to buy one, selling some other things, kind of like Fred. Like, okay, I'm going to turn one collectible into another. And now they've doubled in price since I actually had the money. So I had enough. It was getting to the point where you could buy a really low grade for about $2,000. Now that same really low grade is $5,000, and I can't justify it. It's like, yeah, you know what? I could pay off my car right now instead of buying a Jordan card. So one day maybe I'll get it, and that's my one. It's like I just want to own one of those again. I don't need it. It can be the one that had the rubber band marks on the side. I don't care. Because that's what mine looked like, but just it kills me because I had them and now I don't. And of course, what did I keep? All my garbage ass baseball cards worth nothing. The junk wax baseball cards, I got boxes of those in the garage. You want a Barry Bonds rookie? I'll send you 20. But
that's okay. I'll join you down that road of regret very soon. Like this time last year, I sold a set of 1 through 10 first printings of Absolute Batman, and like. I am killing myself right now. Like that Absolute Batman #1.
Oh yeah, that's that thing just keeps climbing.
It's going up and up and up and up. Yeah.
Now they got an animated show. Like,
they're gonna do an animated of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like the movie ones or like a
I think a actual series. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. I mean, it's crazy because I mean, there's been so many versions of Batman, so many reboots, things like that, and this one just hit so hard where it wasn't underprinted. They printed a lot of that book, and it's already a $300 to $500 book if you have a high grade. So
it's just, I think it was $100
for the set.
It's kind of like when we got Dark Knight Returns from that's
Miller.
What from Frank Miller. That's what Ultimate Batman's like. It's because we'd seen these guys, we'd seen Batman forever and ever and ever is the same way, and we finally got a new, because the New 52 Batman wasn't that cool, but Ultimate Batman is just
absolute. Yeah, it's
Batman.
Great, and he's right. The Wonder Woman, I think, honestly, if I'm reading the two, I think I'm enjoying the Wonder Woman more, but it's not getting the same level of excitement around it.
Those two were my favorite until Absolute Martian Manhunter and Green Arrow came out. Those two are astoundingly good. And Superman's gotten really good too lately.
Yeah, Superman's good. Green Arrow's good. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have the #1s of all of those as well, because I'm kind of a buy a #1 and then wait for the trade kind of collector, because I don't have infinite space to put things. and I have the issue ones of all of those, and I sent the Batman to CGC when I was sending some of my own books in at San Diego Comic-Con, because I figure, you know what, if nothing else, I'll just have it slabbed, and it got a 9.6, so that means it's not in that $500 range, but still like the $300 range, and I get tempted, but then I think, I don't want to live in regret when I sell it and it becomes like my 86 Jordan 2.0. So I'll keep it and not mess with that one.
Yeah, I have FOMO with all my stuff, so I can't. As much as Lorraine has tried to tell me to.
Jared, Green Arrow too. It's excellent. The first three.
I haven't read that. I need to. I mean, it's at this point, I'm not going to buy the single issues because they're probably already moving up, but I'll get the trades because, I really enjoyed the Batman and the Wonder Woman. I haven't read the other ones. I have the issue ones of all of them, but haven't actually read those. So I will definitely check those out. All right. So now we Fred and I can just live in some more regret over what we've sold.
It hurts.
Yeah.
I'm going to call Fred later today and he's still going to be crying.
Just don't text me any pictures of like absolute Batman sales on eBay.
Yeah.
I would never.
Yeah. So I'm going to definitely just grab the trades because it seems like they're all pretty. Everyone is. I don't think any of the Absolute series people are like, oh, that one's just trash. I mean,
I like Lantern and Flash too.
DC's doing a good job. Yeah, so he doesn't have. I'm sure they'll do an Aquaman. I mean, it would make sense.
I can do an Absolute Aquaman. I think that would be a fun one to do.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to make him darker. I think you got to make him darker than everything.
I mean, in the line of the Absolutes, probably. But I always get annoyed when they do Aquaman too dark. Like I like my Ramona Freydon kind of.
You like your 1970s. Super Friends Aquaman. I do.
Yeah. I do. I'm sorry.
No, it's
as long as they don't make him like the Deep from The Boys, then we'll be okay.
I love the Batman Beyond Aquaman. Outrageous! He is so cool. It's so funny.
I
love it.
Brave and Bold. Yeah, Brave and Bold Aquaman is where he. Yeah, that's a good Aquaman. Yeah. I could take that in a heartbeat.
All right, so our next category we're going to dig into is what is something worthy of a reboot? We're getting a million reboots. We kind of live in a world where that's all we really see is reboots and sequels. But what's something that hasn't been redone that deserves a reboot? And I think of kind of like with Dune. Like the old Dune, people love it, but it wasn't great. And rebooting that was worthy of one. But what's something that is worthy of a reboot that, we can say it would be good to see? So what do you think, Dash? What's worthy of a reboot that we haven't seen yet?
I hate reboot. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I hate reboots and I hate remakes, but I'm going to be probably the odd man out here. I'd like to see CRoM. I'd like to see a very updated and because CRoM, I love CRoM.
I remember that one.
I love CRoM by itself.
Classic for me. I remember seeing that there.
And CRoM's that's my movie TV show. I would like to see kind of a new A-Team. I didn't like the movie that much with Liam Neeson and them, but I would like to see a new A-Team for the TV. Like bring that back, or even they're bringing the Greatest American Hero comic book. I know they're bringing that back. I would like to see a Greatest American Hero update, but I'm afraid again. There's people that do have superhero fatigue, and I don't know if it would go as well. So that's probably my TV. The CRoM is my movie, and I'd probably go A-Team as my TV show.
Yeah, so 13 going on 30 is getting a reboot. Yikes. I mean, those kind of movies, they were fine, but they did that stupid that Legally Blonde prequel.
That TV show is bad.
I haven't seen it because I just thought in the movie when she starts in the first Legally Blonde, she's kind of that vapid character who shows growth up to, and by the end of the movie. But if you're doing a prequel series, is she just going to stay vapid and horrible the whole way through?
Yeah.
And if she shows growth, then it counters what happened in the movie because it breaks the continuity that they created themselves in the sake of all in the name of let's just make another Legally Blonde because it's popular, because middle schoolers are liking it because of the Broadway show and everything. Because my daughter, she was on stage crew in a production of Legally Blonde, so she was all excited about that. And then when she saw the new TV show, she's like, "Dad, I can't believe what they did. This is a waste of time." So I mean, if the high schooler's saying that, it's bad.
The problem with Legally Blonde is Reese. I mean, you cannot substitute Reese Witherspoon for you can't do a young unless you bring her daughter in, her and Ryan Philippe's daughter, then you possibly could, but that was a role that she owned. That's why sometimes I have a problem with reboots and things, because the original actors owned it. They absolutely owned it, and it's hard to, but I get it. You have a new audiences, and I understand why they do the reboots.
Well, they're easy IP. They already own it, and they can just keep shoveling it in our faces. But I think some things deserve it, especially like something like Krull. It was made on a smaller budget in the 80s, and to see it redone, but then they can also go and wreck it like they did with Clash of the Titans. It's like, all right, we're gonna reboot Clash of the Titans, give it modernized special effects. I mean, there's charm to Harryhausen's effects from back in the day. Those stop motion monsters and everything, I love them, but you can see where that could have been good, and then it just ended up being a waste of time.
Yeah, the CGI stuff in the new Clash just did.
I'm not here for CGI cracking. I loved that Harryhausen stop motion one. That was so exactly damn cool. What it is. Yeah. So, all right. So, what do you think, Fred? What's worthy of a reboot?
So, when I heard this question, my gut, what?
I said lanterns. No, just
no. I love lanterns. We can fight about that later. Oh, it was great. I stand by that show hard. So my initial reaction was I thought Buffy and Angel, right? Because like I loved those shows, and especially when you watch like the Netflix Defender series and stuff like that. If you imagine like Angel with that level of like choreography and fights and street level grit, that could have really been something. Even Buffy too. But the more I thought about it, like especially after I read the script for the Chloe Zhao Buffy reboot, and it was not good. So I think it was more of a time and place thing, and I don't think that would actually work out too well. Another one that I thought of though, but this one's kind of obvious, and I wouldn't be surprised if everybody agrees with, but after X-Men 97, picking up the Spider-Man series makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
And that would be a really easy one to do. But the one that I really want, and this isn't really a reboot or whatever, but I would love a pickup, and this is a really deep cut, but have you guys ever seen Spaced?
Yes.
I would love to see like what is it? God, now it's like 25 years later, but I would love to see Spaced picked up now. I mean, to see, even if it was just like a one-off or a movie or something, just to see if like, Tim ever worked for Dark Star Comics or whatever happened to Daisy. Did Mike ever invade Paris again? Like, it's just, that show was great. And like with Edgar Wright being at where he's at now, like if they could just get Wright and Peg and Frost all together again.
Yeah, just a movie would be perfect. Just like, let's see where they ended up. Exactly. I would love that.
Because the show was great and their finale was cute, but it wasn't really like a finale to the show. It was more of like a finale to a season. So I would really like to see that kind of come back together. As a nerd, that show really touched me a lot. So I like it a lot.
Cool. All right.
If you bring Grimm to the big screen, you got to have everybody back, though. I mean, everybody back.
Not just.
I don't want any replacements in Grimm. Grimm was such a great show. Because that's what Dylan was just talking about. Grimm. I would love that movie, but man, just make sure everybody returns.
Yeah, get everyone back. All right, so Fish, what do you think? What's worthy of a reboot?
Darkman.
I'm a big fan of Darkman. There's a lot of shows that I wish had gotten a better opportunity to really find their legs and find their audience, like Alphas on Sci-Fi or the 2010s or whatever Thundercats reboot. I think was a perfect show, and it just got screwed in where it got placed and not knowing who to market it to, because they made a show for grown-ups and then put it in Saturday mornings, trying to rebuild a Saturday morning lineup, and that didn't work. And everybody that would have watched it and loved it was asleep from being up all night watching Cartoon Network.
Yep, agreed.
And
Agreed.
It was just bad placement. But I think that could be perfect if they could just continue on with that. But if we're going back and rebooting something from scratch, I kind of lean towards something like Buck Rogers or something, that hasn't gotten, a really good remake and has real potential. I would love something like that, or something that a movie that didn't get enough love in the beginning when it got made the first time around. But there's so many of those. There's so many that just didn't get the budget or whatever or the marketing when they came out to get the audience that they deserved. I'd like to see some of those stories get redone, but there's so many of those. But Buck Rogers would be.
I was just talking about Buck the other day because I found a picture of Hawk, and that was my favorite. I mean, I loved Buck, but Hawk was my favorite character. Cool ass ship that he had, and
he was awesome.
Yeah.
That or the Bionic 6. I'd like to see like a live action remake of that now as a series. I think would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be fun. For me, I'm just gonna resurrect a show that never got a proper ending that I loved, and that was Carnival on HBO. I don't know if you ever watched that one.
Orlando Bloom?
Oh no, it wasn't.
That was Amazon.
Yeah. Carnival was like Bridget Barbeau, and it had
was it Gabriel Byrne or no?
I think so, but yeah, it was beautifully produced. It was like a carnival in the early 1900s that had this, there was this devil versus, God thing going on, and it was so beautiful, and it ended dead on a cliffhanger after season 2, and then never came back because it wasn't getting the crazy ratings. The production was so expensive. So I would love if they could just give even just a movie to wrap things up properly, because Clancy Brown was the devil character, and then I forget who
I know which one you're talking about.
The main character he was kind of your god who was they were ready to finally confront each other, and then it just cliffhangs us.
Nick Stahl was in that. Nick Stahl
was your kind of hero character, and Clancy Brown as the devil. You can't do better than that. And then it just ends dead, and I just would love to see something that wraps it up. I mean, granted, it's been so many years, and it's there's not that many people writing angry letters to HBO to finish Carnival, because then
that's what kills me about Alphas on Sci-Fi. Like, it ends with everybody knocked out, and you don't know if they're dead or if they're gonna wake up. And then it ends on that cliffhanger, and then it got canceled. And it just, that drives me nuts.
Yeah, I wrote another 90 minutes to wrap things up. Wrap them up quick if you need to. And I know the creator of Carnival was saying he was going to wrap it up in a comic book or something. I'm like, cool, whatever it takes. I just want to read the ending. And that never materialized either. Because I think there was no giant Save Carnival campaign, because then we got True Blood and we got Game of Thrones, and HBO, the watchers on HBO were just kind of, we've moved on to the next thing and let that one disappear. And I just, it ends with, I think the main character, he's kind of knocked out, and it looks like Clancy Brown's going to be victorious. It's been a while since I've watched it, because now I don't want to rewatch it, knowing that it'll never actually be finished.
You don't get any closure. If it makes you feel any better, I wrote an angry letter to HBO this week, Ed.
Do it, write another
about what
for me.
Carnival?
No.
Oh.
About a certain green hero that there's no heroes in that show at all.
That's not okay. We can argue about that. I would love to, but we don't. You don't need every superhero show to be bathed in tights. It's a nice an interesting take on it, and it will get to the superhero stuff eventually. I loved it. I thought it was great. It reminded me of Hard Traveling Heroes and a lot of the other Green Lantern stuff that was a little under the radar.
Just prettier. I mean,
yeah.
They said it's more like True Detective. Is that true? I haven't.
Yes,
it is. It is just nothing but a ripoff of True Detective.
That is incredibly unfair. There is a lot of comic properties over the years that just copy and pasted other movies. Marvel makes a habit of doing that. You know what my favorite thing about a Marvel movie is? I love in the first. No. I love in the beginning of a Marvel movie or a Marvel series where, like, in the first 30 minutes, the Marvel characters are watching another movie, the movie that they're ripping off, whether it's like Shane and Logan or Midnight Cowboy and Wonder Man. They sit there and go, "That's a great movie," and then they borrow it beat for beat. So. You know, everybody does that. So
Logan was all Shane. That was
Logan was
all
Shane.
Yeah.
And so too. And Wonder Man, which I loved, it was great. As like the struggling artist in me, it dialed into my soul. But it was a Midnight Cowboy, copy and paste in a way.
Yeah, I mean, everything's gonna be if they had done just the standard Green Lanterns flying through space, people would have found a reason to complain about that too. I mean, they're never gonna please everyone, and I'll watch it. I haven't tuned in yet, but I mean,
it's great. I'm surprised. I mean,
I liked it better than I expected.
Yeah.
The first trailer had me violently upset.
Oh, people
were
you and the internet all agree on that.
Upset. And
I'm just a Hal Jordan junkie, so I'm angry. Leave me alone, Fred.
I'm angry about Nathan Fillion alone. The fact that they made him Guy Gardner and not an older Hal Jordan in this series just makes me freaking furious. He would have been so much better in the position, and putting him in that stupid haircut that is an outrage to my soul. He's played Hal so many times and done it so well in the animated shows. And this was a beautiful chance, and you knew it was coming, and you stuck him as freaking
Guy Gardner. Yeah, that's
agree to disagree. I think he's a perfect Guy Gardner. I love him as Guy.
He's got the chops to make it funny and stuff. He absolutely does. I think he would have been much better as Hal.
I think he would have been a better Hal than a Guy.
But here's the interesting thing. Like, I was like you guys, I thought the trailer, I was like, oh my God, this Kyle Chandler guy is obnoxious. But when when you see the scenes play out and their dynamics together, it works. Like, they have a really good, like, Butch and Sundance kind of vibe to each other. And
I don't have a problem with the cast. I don't have a problem. I love both of them. Pierre's
and Kelly McDonald too. Sorry, but she's great in it too. Yeah.
Oh, are you talking about the sheriff?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I'm a fan of her. From way back.
No. But I mean, I don't have a problem with the cast. Overall, I don't have a problem with the cast. I have a problem with the storyline a little bit.
It's also like we're also just toe dipping in the world yet. Like, there will be, I'm sure, like flashbacks and cuts to like extraterrestrial stuff. I was like you guys too. When I heard like Green Lantern's detective show, I was expecting like something like Far Sector or something like that.
I wanted it in the cantinas from Star Wars.
Same.
Figuring out a crime and having to deal with all the craziness and stuff. Like, I wanted a grounded, gritty detective story in outer space.
Same.
Now, after I saw the later trailers, I got a little more excited for Lanterns, and I've enjoyed it so far. And I'm interested to see where they're going to go with it. But also, there's that part of me that is just like, that can't get past the fact that they're doing this to save money. Like, they are making it in a small town full of human-looking aliens, so that they don't have to spend the money on the effects and the costumes, and that aggravates me.
Well, there's two things about that. I'll say real quick. One, I think that that's a mandate. That's probably a mandate from the studio. Like, they're like, I mean, one of the things that, with the DC universe as a whole right now is like, they announced like 10 projects initially and stuff, and they dropped a few off. And part of that's just how studios roll things out, and then projects don't develop the way that they hoped initially, and so forth. But they're also like, they're not able to, I'm told, like, green light big budget projects right now. Like Man of Tomorrow they exercised an option because the first one was because of the merger. It would like F up the evaluation if they suddenly did like a $250 million Batman project or something like that. So they've kind of got to temper what they're able to do. Well, so that's what's going on. And then the other thing I'll say about the studio maybe interfering a bit is like, can I spoil Lanterns if anybody's watching earplugs? But I think the internet's kind of let out of the bag that at the end of the episode, Hal is no longer with us. And I would not be surprised if that is less of a storyteller note and more of a studio note. Remember, they didn't want Hal Jordan in the Zack Snyder universe because of the bad taste of Ryan Reynolds. And when you still have the same Warner Brothers studio heads there, they might want to kind of limit him and make it more of a Jon Stewart show because of their own bad experiences. So
that's the
there's
thing,
studio
dude.
decisions behind it
They've been
too.
screwing these movies up since the beginning, and
Yeah.
that's what's been just hamstringing them from getting anything good made. I think, you know, it's all these freaking studio notes to do this, that, and the other.
But we talk about that a lot. Fish and I think we did that on the one episode of Critical Affection, where it's like, you know, if you want like a more pure storytelling experience, I think the comics are where it's at, because like that's where you get like, I mean, the Absolute Universe works because Scott Snyder had this pitch in his back pocket for a long time that he wanted to get out into the world, and then when that succeeded, what did they do? They did that next level initiative where they were like, hey, Scotty Young, do you have a dream project? Well, yeah, I always wanted to do a Lobo story. Great, you do that. And they get people to tell their passion projects there. Fish made the great example on the show once, is like when you go to see a comic book movie, you're expecting, you know, you're saying, you're complaining that my Big Mac doesn't taste like steak. You're not getting you're not getting a steak. You're not getting a lovingly prepared feast for us fans. You're getting a squashed out, mass produced thing that's going to hit as many broad people as can. It's not for us. It never was. We're going to show up no matter what, whether it's to complain or not. They and if a couple of us fall off, they don't care. They want the next person. So
I'm one of the only people that went into Green Lantern, the Ryan Reynolds movie, and walked out not 100% hating it because I got to see one of my favorite characters on the big screen for the first time.
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate Green Lantern. I didn't hate the movie either because Hal is my, besides Superman, Hal is my favorite character.
I got to see him do it. I might not have liked the costume that much. I might have disliked the bad guy a lot, but like getting to see him make constructs and stuff and fly around and go to Oa, that was super exciting to me to get to see that on the big screen. And I was super excited for it. And I don't care if there was little bits that other people don't like. I'm willing to look past that because I got to see my hero on screen.
I will watch Green Lantern still to this day. I have no, you know, I know the hate on it, but I still have no issues with watching it because Hal is my, it's, you know, it's just like watching when we finally got to watch Tobey Maguire actually play Spider-Man. You know, people hate on Tobey now, but Tobey's still one of my, is the ultimate Spider-Man to me.
I have the same love for the Daredevil movies. I'm a huge Daredevil fan, and there was like just enough Daredevil in there for me that I liked it. And it was at a time where I was, you know, still not like a super discerning fan. So, and I remember like I was like commuting to college at the time.
Bullseye. I got to see Daredevil.
I used to have classes, and I would be driving, and I'd be like, "Oh, I won't make it on time. Fuck it, I'll just pull off, and I'll go to the movie theater and watch Daredevil instead." I saw that movie like 12 times in theaters.
Oh wow!
I remember, I was I was working in a movie theater at the time. I had passes and stuff, but I was like fanatical about that movie. I remember playing beer pong, and I would hit a shot, and I would do the little bullseye thing. Like I was all in on that movie, even though it was
the Batfleck Daredevil was good to me.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm going to stand by it. I'm going to stand by it.
Yeah, it was entertaining. I never saw the Elektra movie, so I can't really judge that one.
And Michael Clark Duncan as Kingpin, come on, man, that's
solid.
I nothing against Vincent D'Onofrio, but I would still take if Michael Clark Duncan was with us, I would still take him as Kingpin. In a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, he nailed
Vincent D'Onofrio.
He was good. I like D'Onofrio's though.
I do like D'Onofrio's.
Good. If you because you can't bring Michael Clark Duncan's not a choice anymore.
Right.
So Vincent D'Onofrio, he's going to be the number 2.
But no, NCD was great. Like, I mean, even like it was so sad to me when they did the Sin City 2 and they had a different actor playing Manute. Like it just that hurt. Yes, I agree, Jared. That's one of my favorite runs in comics.
Yes,
I mean,
that Jeff Johns run, is fantastic run.
The whole run, every installment, like
solid.
Yes.
Even like the New 52 Sinestro arc, I love.
I'll reserve the rights to talk bad about the New 52 just because I didn't like a few things, but overall 52 was okay.
I agree. It was definitely weaker, but like the Sinestro arc, I liked a lot.
Yeah, it was a good run.
Yeah.
It had its moments and it had its really big misses. So it's like you can look at that and see you can pull out some really good stories through that, but you can also look at it like, okay, what were they thinking? But I guess when you've been telling the same stories for so many years, you got to try to reinvent the wheel a few times.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I guess there's our absolute universe. It's like they're reinventing the wheel, but still keeping it pure enough that people don't just tune out, and that's what's working.
That's what's working for, because it's not a new 52. You know, they rebooted with 52. It was, God, no. But I think the absolute universe is probably the best they've done in a long time. I mean, in a long time.
Yes. All right. So we're gonna shift gears completely to pop-up concerts. I was down in San Diego, and Green Day came in on a truck and played a quick little concert to anyone who happened to be walking around the streets. Metallica's done it at San Diego Comic-Con before as well. They played, I think it was Hall H. Just all of a sudden, Metallica came out, did a panel, played a set. So if you could see a pop-up concert like that, just any random band just coming in and playing wherever, like some con that you're at, and you actually get to experience it, because the Green Day one and the Metallica one, I watched both of those from YouTube videos and Instagram videos and missed it myself. So what's the pop-up concert that you would love to see, like randomly drop in and there's this band playing? So Dash, what's your pop-up concert?
Oh man,
Phoebe Bridgers, right?
Yeah, no, I'd probably go, for me, I'm going to go country. I'd like to see Alabama just drop in for me, for just because that's what I grew up with. And probably, yeah, I mean, Alabama, even though they're not all there anymore.
Yeah, get the ones that are there. Get them to come up on a trailer bed and play like Green Day did.
Yeah, I would listen to some, but I mean, listen, most of the cons around here are playing country music anyways. So,
yeah, so they just, they're not going to drop in at San Diego. People wouldn't get that excited. I mean, I don't know. There's thousands upon thousands of people in the streets. Someone would get excited. No matter what band drops in, someone's going to get excited about it. So, yeah. But I think Alabama's better off with like one of the more cons in the South, and you'd get some good buzz as they drive up on a trailer bed and play a couple songs. Because, yeah, even Linkin Park has done a pop-up show at San Diego.
That's
so
nice,
that they did that, and you get it a lot. So what's yours going to be, Fred? So you got Alabama, Dash. What about you, Fred?
You guys know I'm not like as much of a music guy as you guys. I just kind of pick up who I pick up over the years. Somebody that I thought, when you said Green Day, I thought somebody that akin to that would be fun, that I would really like to see in person. I don't know if they're still playing together, but I was always a Rancid guy. I like Rancid a lot. I think that would be a lot of fun to.
Yeah, they actually are still playing.
They're still together.
They opened up. Green Day did their big stadium tour, the big stadium tour a couple years ago, and it was Rancid, Smashing Pumpkins, Green Day, and then the Linda Lindas were the opener. They're like young girl punk rockers. They're really cool. So Green Day was kind of trying to showcase them as the starter, but then it was Rancid, Smashing Pumpkins, Green Day. So yeah, Rancid's still out there, and yeah, I'm always down for some like ska adjacent punk rock. It's good stuff, because I mean, I give me Operation Ivy if I'm going to pick one of those ones. I don't know, like that's where Rancid came from, and I love their. That's like almost straight ska, but punky enough. It's like ska without the horns, but yeah, I'm down with either one of those. That would be solid. I mean, there was Operation Ivy did a little pop-up one song set at some charity event, and I was like, oh, make it happen. I need this in my life. But
can you have ska without horns though?
Yes, listen to your case in point, Operation Ivy. You listen to that,
okay.
And you could still do the ska dance. You can still skank around, and you just don't have the horns. So yeah, Operation Ivy.
That's the best part of it.
And some Rancid gives you the the ska without horns. Rancid's more mixed. Rancid does sometimes just more standard.
That's what I was
alternative rock, but they also kind of bring in those Operation Ivy ska moments. So yeah, I'm down for that one, Fred. I hadn't thought about that, but that would be good. Oh, there you go. So
Rancid, yeah, that's a good. Rancid's still together, so I would.
I'm down for that.
He said "puss fire."
So what about you? What's yours, Fish?
I was torn on this, and I've been this one's been eating me up trying to figure this out. like at first I was thinking maybe something like the Presidents of the United States of America, and then I was really leaning towards They Might Be Giants because that's my
I
favorite
would
band
take
of
that
all
one in a
time.
heartbeat.
But honestly, I would have to come down to Weird Al. I would love that, and I think everybody there would enjoy that.
Everybody
too.
would.
Everybody.
San Diego
loves Weird Al
Comic-Con,
for
I
something.
think he would be more revered than Green Day was when they did
Mhm.
it. If Weird Al just popped up and did a street show at San Diego Comic-Con, I think people would lose their shit. And I think Green Day is big. I mean, because Green Day is just this mega band. They've been around for years, but I think the level that Comic-Con culture has of respect and love for Weird Al is greater than any rock band you can drop in.
Mhm.
So
I mean, he's an
I
institution.
think we've made
at
the right
this point,
choice.
you know.
But
Yeah,
I would
I
go.
mean-
I'm changing mine now because Fish said it. I would go with They Might Be Giants.
Yeah, They
I
Might
would
Be
go
Giants
Yeah,
would be
I
solid
would take them in a
too.
heartbeat. Yeah.
And
I
I think,
actually like the Presidents of the USA. I haven't heard Peaches in ages. So.
yeah, I
I
could
haven't
go
heard
with
it
any
today
one of
yet,
those.
but I hear it every single day on my playlist.
I'm hearing it in my head right now. Like
They're
Peaches
like-
come from my
They're like 40% of my playlist.
Oh,
And I didn't even realize for the longest time so many of these songs were theirs until Spotify, and I was putting this, I was like, oh, wait a minute, this is over and over and over again. I knew all these songs that I loved, but I knew them all from different places and
Mhm.
didn't know them from like one album or whatever.
So yeah, I think we have some good ones in the chat. I can't imagine Maynard being fun enough to do a pop-up show with Tool or Pussifer. He seems like he's too, like, he would need the sound to be perfect. He would need the visuals to be perfect, and he wouldn't want people to record it with their cell phones. So he's a notorious grump about that stuff, kind of like Jack White. You're never going to see him doing it because he'd be like, wait, they might film me, and I don't have the little yonder bags to make them put their phones into. So you got to have a level of spontaneity and fun to do a pop-up show. And yeah, I mean, I would love to see Radiohead, but I don't see them as the kind of spontaneous, band that could do that and just have a fun time with it, because they're, they I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about them, and they're not those the kind of rock nerds that would be like, well, it's not going to sound good when we play from this trailer. So yeah, I think because of Fred, I'm going to switch it. I want Operation Ivy. They did it once. I want to do that. I want to see them, but I think honestly the right answer is Weird Al, because damn it, that would be so perfect to see him, because he's just so right for the crowd at a Comic-Con to do a pop-up show.
Everybody is going to love something from Weird Al,
Yeah.
hands down. It doesn't matter how old you are. Everybody's got a song.
Yeah, Jared.
Or Weird AI to the kids now.
Yeah. Weird. But I don't know. Have you guys watched his Tiny Desk concert that he just dropped?
No.
Oh, it's so good. It's well worth watching. I mean, I'm obsessed with the NPR Tiny Desk concerts anyway, because they get these bands, they stuff them into it's literally the office space of the NPR music, and they play kind of quieter acoustic versions of their stuff. So you got like Turnstile, a hardcore band, playing a smaller, quieter set, and then he still stage dives in the middle of, a group of people in their office desks. So I love that. And then, oh man, Gogol Bordello, their Tiny Desk concert is the greatest of all of them, because he's like walking on the desks, and he, like, Eugene Hutz is the ultimate showman, so you can't stop him, and he's just climbing over desks and people who are working. So yeah, I mean, I fall into rabbit holes when I'm having to set up my room. I'll just have a playlist of NPR's Tiny Desk concerts looping, and I love them. So yeah, the Weird Al one, definite watch it. I think it dropped this week, and it's so entertaining. It's got his band that he's touring with right now on his tour, and I'm taking my daughter to see him in like 2 weeks, so I'm excited about that. And then we found out we're going to the Tucson Comic-Con, and I'm like, hey, want to go catch My Chemical Romance on our drive home? So we're just gonna go drive. She's like, Dad, did you ever stop? Just like everything has to be a wild adventure with you. I'm like, hey, we only live once. Let's make every damn day a wild adventure. So she at first she's saying, Dad, I can't believe you're gonna do this. We're gonna be so tired. I'm like, we'll sleep. We'll be fine. So yeah, that's now our new plan.
Weezer's got something coming out, a new album coming out.
Yeah, they just did. They actually put it out. Although I would argue Weezer hasn't had a good album in a long damn
It's been a
time.
lot.
But
They've been doing a lot of cover songs on a lot of their stuff.
yeah. All right.
Light
So
and
I
nerdy.
will be, yeah. So Dylan, I will be at Tucson Comic Con. And yeah, this is I do one travel con a year. This year I wanted to pick one I could drive to. I used to do Nashville every year, but they raised the table prices to a point that it doesn't lend itself to traveling. It was like, I think it's like 500 for Artist Alley, and
Dang.
that con's not big enough to justify 500 for Artist Alley.
And
plus my
Nashville's
flight.
so expensive already. Like just getting a hotel room there with bullet holes in the windows and needles on the floor is crazy expensive. It's just
That's
if
where
they're
I'm
the prices
fortunate to
up,
have
it's
my
not worth
mom.
Is it
I'm
cheaper
able-
if I bring my own needles?
Probably. You get a 10%
You
discount.
got to pay extra for that.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah. So yeah. Too bad, Dylan. If you are able to make it, I will be there. I'm excited about that one. Tucson's a fun city, so I'm excited to see that. There's some stuff. We drove to Tucson because my daughter wanted to see this pop-up shop for her favorite video game. So we drove out there. Me not knowing that Tucson is way the hell farther than Phoenix, because I just thought, oh, it'd be like driving to Phoenix. No, 2 hours more than driving to Phoenix. So that was something I learned. But then we were there. I'm like, you know what? I should just see if they have a con. I like this town. It's a cool, and it seems like the kind of town that would have a good vibe for indie comics. And I'll give it a shot because it's also the show run by Brian Pulido, who did Lady Death and Evil Ernie. And this is the kind of guy who, I mean, he's what we should all strive to be as indie comic creators. He took his thing from the ground up and built something. You know, it's not on the level of the Ninja Turtles, but he drops a Kickstarter any given day, and
got a
it's
huge fan base, and he
$100 grand overnight. So he's still doing it right. So maybe Albuquerque. If I can drive there, it's something that could be in the realm of possibility. So yeah, I mean, for this year's TravelCon, I can only afford one a year, but yeah, for next year, I will think about that one. Yeah, and table prices are out of hand. I mean, I'm looking at some of these small cons, and that's why I do more of like the little local book fairs and art walks and things like that, because you're going to pay, between $25 and $100 for your table, but you're going to get a lot of people there, and seems just to be a lot better. So
I'm done with big cons for a while, just because I mean, it's gotten so expensive, and travel is so expensive, and hotels are so expensive, and nobody has any money to spend right now. And even the big fan expos, people are posting videos of the floors being empty. Nobody walking around.
I just did the Anaheim
I can't
one.
afford to do that and not have people there.
Yeah, the Anaheim one was absolutely dismal. I mean, their big selling point was, we have Mark Hamill, and they had the Hobbits, and that's great. But that means no one's spending money on your books, because they're dropping, I think Mark Hamill was $600 for an autograph, and then the Hobbits were like $200 each. So you're dropping $800 if you wanted to get them all done, and that means no one is coming and buying your stuff. So it's tricky. That fan expo, there were, on Saturday night, there were 35 people in Artist Alley that were packing their shit and leaving. So that's a bad sign, where you're not even going to give Sunday a chance, because Friday and Saturday were just terrible. I mean, almost everyone I talked to didn't even make their table back, let alone the parking, I mean, you have to compensate something for your time, because it's a lot of time and effort to stand there. And like, for me, it's like stand there and be a used car salesman for, 3 8-hour shifts, because you can't be passive, not at a Comic-Con anymore.
And the thing is,
they will walk right by you.
I end up usually taking an extra day there and an extra day back to make the travel easier on myself. So I've got to make good money at a show for me to not lose my shirt on it. And, if it's 5 days I'm missing off of work to get there and get back, I could make a lot of money just doing books in that time for somebody else. And I can't afford that.
Yeah, I look at it. I could go work a Saturday school on my campus and make a lot more than I make at most of these cons. I mean, granted, that's not going to spread my book anywhere, but at these cons where you're barely making table, you're not spreading much either. I mean, I did one local con last weekend, and I made more than I made at one of the bigger cons because your profit margin's easier to get when you're starting with a table that's $50 instead of you're starting with a table that's 500. So yeah, you might make more money technically at one of these big shows, but you're not making more profit. So I'm doing the ones that are actually true profit, not just okay. Yeah, you're going to go make $800 on a $600 table and $35 a day to park. You know, what good is that?
And it doesn't matter what con I go to, I always end up making at least one or two new permanent fans that are
Yes.
going to come back and buy everything and are going to come support the Kickstarters and stuff.
Mhm.
And that's valuable. But
Yes.
you also got to look at it like if I'm spending $1,500 to travel out here and do all this to make $250 and, you know, two new permanent fans, that's not really a very good financial trade-off when I could
Yeah.
do a local show for 75 somewhere at a local library and still end up making two or three new fans and, you know, not lose my shirt in the process. So
Yeah.
like you, I'm
And-
looking to do more local stuff nearby. Like a friend of mine is going to be doing a one-day show at a bar in Memphis, and I'm going to drive up there and hang out, and I can spend the night at my wife's grandparents in Memphis and not have to get a hotel room and
That makes
hang
the
out with a
big
buddy and
difference
have
right
fun.
there. Not spending that hotel money is so big because that's where it'll eat you up. And luckily, Tucson has pretty reasonably priced hotels and also reasonably priced tables. Where I think the table was like 150, and then the hotel was about 300. So that's a California table. That's a table at any California con right there for the hotel and for the table. So I mean, we'll see. It could be a disaster, but I'm confident it won't. So. I mean, one way or the other, I'm going there and have to make enough money to buy My Chemical Romance tickets on the way back. So let's get up. Let's take a look at these campaigns that we have going. So we'll start with Fish. So now the squinty portion of the show where I got to try to read small print and not look like a moron on the screen. So let's get Roll for Hero. All right. Maybe if it wants to add it. There we go. All right. So Fish, tell us about this project.
This is Roll for Hero. It is the Roll for Hero handbook and mini comic. The handbook goes along with our Roll for Hero show that we do every Wednesday, where we roll up random prompts and create brand new OCs on the spot. And this walks you through all kinds of tables and stuff. All you need is a 6-sided dice and some creativity, and you can create endless amounts of heroes and villains and monsters and maniacs. It'll give you origin stories for like where they came from. Are you a failed experiment? Are you a cyborg? Are you an alien from another planet? And how many powers and skills do you have? And then you roll for those. And it'll give you really cool stuff. It'll give you really wild stuff. And sometimes you'll make really funny characters or really deep, tragic characters. We also walk through kind of the creative process and how we mix together things that don't necessarily always make sense on first go. Like if you have an evil villain who's motivated by a sense of justice, you know, that sounds contradictory, but that makes great characters like, say, Dr. Doom, who really believes he would be the best choice to rule the world. Or if you have a maniacal villain who's only doing it for attention, like that sounds weird, but that's very much to me like Skeletor. Like he wants to be evil, but if nobody sees him being evil, then what's the point of being evil? And then we walk through how we put things together and how we come up with things. But the cool part is we're also making a mini comic together. Now, this is just a space holder cover to show the mini comic, but on the live streams, we're doing 3 live streams a week since the campaign started for backers only. They're on backer only updates that you can get up there. And I give you the links to the stream every week. And we rolled up the characters. We voted for which characters were going to be in the book. We sat down and wrote the script on live stream. We just started doing the lettering on the pages yesterday. And we're going to probably finish up the lettering on Monday. And then we're going to move into penciling and stuff, because I do it in a weird order because I do everything. I like to do the lettering first so I can move it around and figure out the panels and stuff and the layout first.
Mhm.
But you can come hang out with us on the live streams for as little as $5. You can come hang out with us and watch all this from beginning to end. After the campaign's over, I'm going to be posting all these videos as, you know, a step-by-step walkthrough. But this is your chance to get in on making a mini comic, to ask all the questions that you've ever had about making comics. These are the characters that we rolled up on live streams, and, you know, had backers yelling out ideas and helping steer us to really cool ideas. And we came up with really neat ways that all these characters are kind of interconnected, and the story that we wrote together is really cool. I'm really excited about it.
Nice.
We've got cool stuff like this drawing pad. We already reached the stretch goal. So now, instead of the drawing pad having both character sheets in all different shapes and sizes and then action poses in all different shapes and sizes of figures, we're going to split it into 2 entire 50-page drawing pads, one of just character sheets and one of just action poses. So, you know, if you're not that great of an artist yet, you have something to start with these blue lines to draw your character in all kinds of cool poses, doing all kinds of cool stuff. And there's tiers where you'll get the drawing pad and dice and T-shirts and all kinds of cool stuff. It's really fun. It's really exciting. We've been having a great time on the live streams. The fans have been absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I love that. I gotta look at that little sketchbook for my daughter who loves to draw, and it would be something fun for her. So I might have to go edit my reward.
Oh yeah, they are really fun. If we manage to hit the $3,000 stretch goal by the end, they're going to go from being glued pads to being spiral bound. So that'll be cool.
Okay.
That'll be a cool extra little feature to be able to flip right through to what you want and get right to the page. But yeah, the mini comics coming out really cool. I cannot wait to get started working on the pages. And you should come hang out in the live streams. It's a lot of fun. We do it 3 times a week.
That sounds fun. I love that.
All right, I'm going to go back right now.
What took you so long?
And there's also, I forgot about it. This
Yes.
is the cheapest rate you're ever going to get me to design a character for you. For like $75 to $100. You can actually come on the show with us, and we will roll up a character live, and like we will roll the powers up and stuff, and we can work on it together and come up with what the design will be. And you can get either a digital copy of the image at the end, and you get this character to do whatever you want with them. And or, you know, for $100 you can get a printed poster to go along with all the printed stuff in the campaign.
Nice.
And get the whole 9 yards with the dice and the handbook and the comic and everything, and a poster of your brand new character that you can go on to do amazing things with.
Very
so it's a good deal.
Yeah,
I didn't expect it to sell out as quick as it did. I had to make another tier for Esteban so he could get in on the action.
That's awesome. So there we see, 3,000. You get the
roll for hero.
ROLL number 4 hero, HERO. Or you can go to GoMrFish.com now. Though for some reason
that dash just reminds me, I'm slacking on my duties. Let me get the link in the chat because people want to know. All right. And Pops was saying that Albuquerque is the 15th to the 17th of January. So that is, I'll have to look at that one. All right. So there you go. It is in the chat. And I will also, as always, do a Facebook post where I'll put the links to all of these after the show is over, and then to the YouTube feed if you wanted to check it out if you missed it, because it's always fun to hear the answers to the questions, because someone always wins, and this time it was Fish.
And we're like 2 backers away from the first milestone reward, giving out roll for hero sticker to all the physical backers.
Nice. So. And I need my sticker. So people, let's get in there and back. And these are, oh man, I love these books. I got to think about something like that, because I do a comic club at my elementary school, and they're raw. And I think just something like the rolling for a hero with those kids would be a lot of fun, as long as they're kind of age appropriate for elementary school.
Well, and that's
kids.
the thing. Like the the handbook might look a little childish because it's got these, little cartoon figures of us in it and stuff. I wanted to make it easily accessible for everybody.
Yeah.
So like this is a fun handbook that I roll characters out of myself all the time, just for the fun of doing it, just because it's a fun creativity exercise and it challenges me sometimes with the crazy stuff it gives out. But it also like walks through and explains, if you've never rolled a bunch of dice before, like, figuring out what does it mean when it says roll 7 6-sided dice for this table, and why doesn't the number start at 1? It explains that, like you add them all together and you can't roll a 1 on 7 dice. And so the numbers start a little differently, but it walks you through it. And, I wanted to make it fun and easy for everybody. Like this should be fun to be able to do with your kids. This should be fun for you to be able to do. And like I said, I roll this up all the time. The only thing that has come out in all of the play testing that we've done is we were torn. We started out doing 10-sided dice on the show originally, and we had so many people questioning, like, well, where do you get 10-sided dice from? Because I didn't realize that everybody that was into drawing or a nerd didn't have D&D dice around. So we switched to 6-sided dice just because everybody can find them somewhere. You can pull them out of Monopoly or whatever, and or get a set with your Roll for Hero campaign. And the only problem is when you're rolling like a bunch of 6-sided dice, turns out it's really easy to get the numbers in the middle of that spread. It's way harder to get the numbers on the outside because there's like only one combination of dice rolls that will get you 6 on 66 or get you 7 or 8. Like there's only like one way to get those. But then in the middle for like, 20 and 30, there's lots of ways to get that.
Yeah.
So that's my only beef with it so far, but I wanted to make it accessible. So we hit a middle ground. That's where we are.
Perfect. All right. So Fred, which one do you want to do first? Fisticuffs or Vagabond?
Let's do Fisticuffs. Because I'm excited about Fisticuffs right now.
As you should be.
I got the lettered pages last night for book 4. They were beautiful.
Excited.
Yeah, he's excited about Fisticuffs as well.
Yeah. Are you gonna stop?
Not when we're talking Fisticuffs. This is
No.
He's either angry at Twilight or excited about Fisticuffs.
It's whenever I get excited about something that he acts up. But for those of you that don't know, Fisticuffs is the story of a functional drunk whose comfortable life derails when a one-night stand has deadly consequences. It is the sense of humor of The Boys with the explosive action of Invincible and the kind of really personal storytelling that you would get in like a Martin Scorsese movie, in that it deals with dysfunction, addiction, and a lot of deeply personal subject matter that I myself have struggled with. Another good comp is Preacher. A lot of people compare it to Preacher. One of my favorite ones I heard the other day, somebody said it was like if Fat Mac from It's Always Sunny got superpowers. I thought that was cute. It's about like a dysfunctional, reluctant at best protagonist who is kind of forced to confront himself. And like I said, I got to read the lettered pages last night, and holy shit, am I excited. Like, nobody hates themselves in this world more than me. So for me to see something that I did and be like that legitimately proud that I was like rolling a tear and like, legitimately taken aback by like, wow, this is, better than I thought. I mean, it's got like, at least 3 of the, the best lines and things that I've ever written, if not more. Like I was really excited about it yesterday. No shit. And I'm in line with that excitement. I'm also incredibly grateful to the team. Like Stan, I use the term all the time, was a godsend.
So beautiful.
Timothy with the colors has done just such a beautiful job, like, bringing everything to life.
It's the art is spectacular. I mean, good.
Speaking of the art, like Dave, doesn't get enough credit for the letters. Like, that, like when I saw what he did yesterday, like the emphasis and the way he brings everything together is freaking amazing. Kiss and Irwin with the variant covers. Like, I'm really blessed. I really love this project. And I really love the first 4 issues. So if you guys have been on the fence at all, this is like the fix that you guys, I think you guys need, right? It's like a hard, spectacularly violent, spectacularly funny, and also like really personal story that like I don't think you'll find
emotional.
elsewhere. Thank
so
you.
violent, so emotional, so beautiful. And I'll tell you, if you are on the fence, I'm sorry, I'm going to take over again. If you are on the fence, you absolutely need to go back this, because I'd been on a lot of shows with Fred. I had seen him talk about it. I'd seen the amazing artwork. I'd seen the absolutely beautiful animatics and stuff for it. But for some reason, I just didn't pull the trigger on it before and then he shared it with me when we were working on a project together, and it blew my mind how emotional it was, how invested I got, how much my heart was pounding when this little old lady is staring at him in this meeting and she can smell the liquor on his breath, and I just wanted to vomit because I know how that felt in that moment. And I was terrified. And later on, when you see the blue lights and the red lights flashing in the background, and you don't know if his friend is just turned on him or what, like, my heart freaking stopped. It is such a well-written book. And I did not realize it was as good as it was. I've been pushing him to talk more about the personal connection to, going through these hard times, because I did not realize it was as deep as it was. I just thought it was, a dude who got superpowers, and it is good. You need to go back it 100%. Trust me on this. You will not regret it. 100%.
Thank you, man. And also, I will say part of the reason why I don't talk so much about the personal stuff is because, like, holy shit, wait till we get to the personal stuff in 5, 6, and 7. You guys, I mean, you're coming for your guts, Fish. I'm going to get you on that. But it's thank you, man. Yeah, I'm glad that Fish picks up on all that. I put a lot into this, a lot of personal stuff, and yeah, I'm glad it comes through. So yeah, like I said, I'm really excited about it. I read 4 for the first time yesterday, and I have that level of excitement too right now. Like, it came out really awesome, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. So please, guys, cool. Check out Fisticuffs, and yeah, we got Vagabond too, real quick. I'll bring up as well if you'd like.
Let me pull that one up then. And Fisticuffs, it is in the chat, yeah, so you can do that. And Pops is saying, yeah, so he liked it as well. So let me take this down and pull up Vagabond.
Sure.
And this is still, and then Fisticuffs is in late pledges. How long are you keeping it in late pledges for?
I was going to end it this week, but I wound up getting a couple of interviews for September. So I'm going to send out an update and just say that we're going to keep the late pledges open until September. But like I said, I got the lettered pages in yesterday. That's not going to slow down production or anything like that. They're still going to go out and get ordered. I'm just going to give people a longer chance to jump on board while we have more exposure. And Vagabond, this is my good friend Charlie McElvey's project that I'm a part of. Stan and I collaborated again for a short story in this. Vagabond Nowhere Man is about essentially an immortal who's been around since I believe it was 10,000 years before the times of Christ. Just an immortal who's been around forever and is like kind of spiritually or supernaturally drawn to historic moments in time. So it's a really awesome opportunity for you see Ron Mars there and a lot of other like great indie creators to kind of come together and do a bunch of short stories featuring this really awesome protagonist. And Stan and I got to do a story that I always wanted to do. I was always a Vlad the Impaler fan, and I always wanted to do kind of a not the Dracula legend, but like a real grounded take on the person. And this kind of gave me like a chance to do something really dark and twisted and atmospheric. And you guys know how good Stan is. He delivered it. I don't think there's any pictures on the page, but we got that little lovely picture of Vlad up there on my wall. I don't know if you can't see it, shit. But go on my social media; it's all up there and stuff. And it's a fantastic project. Our story is really awesome, and frankly, I've read 2 of the stories, completed like letters and pages and stuff, and they were great too. So it's an awesome project. Yeah. Please support.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the creators on there. There's a lot of great ones. I mean, I love Sean Wood stuff. Travis always has good stuff. So I mean, the names I recognize, it's a solid batch of names, and I don't know how I missed it. So I will definitely remedy that before the show's over, or actually when the show's over, since I don't need my credit card information on the internet. So yeah, it looks great. I mean, I love the concept. You just have a story you can play with in so many different ways, and yeah, that that looks like a lot of fun. So let me.
And
get
it's a
that.
wide variety. Like I said, like I do like a Vlad the Impaler thing set in like the 1400s. I know the one that I think Nandor does is like Civil War era. I know Travis's is like Amityville horror. Yeah, I mean, it's just an awesome book, an awesome thing. Like everybody got to do their own take on it. And
okay, Charlie, I'm taking this personally at this point, dude. I mean, Fred. Okay, you got Fred on there. I don't blame you for bringing Fred on. You got Nandor on there as well. All my friends are sitting there listed in the credits, and not a word, Charlie. Not a word.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't hear a word either. So we were equally snubbed. What's going on?
Pitch.
The new volume needs me and Fish inside of it. So yeah.
To be fair, I've now worked with you, Fish, so now I know what it's like, and I'll be bringing you on anthologies and things like that whenever you'll do me the honor, sir. But
yes.
anytime.
But,
that was so much fun. Anytime, happy to. But
yeah,
Charlie, come on, man, you know better than that. Come on, man.
All right. So yeah, check that out. It looks great. I'm gonna grab my copy after this because it looks like a lot of fun. And I love the anthologies because they're quick, they're short, and you can, read them at your leisure. You don't have to, grab a series like, Immortaler, for example, where it's gonna take years to get done. Like, no, you get one story, it's done right there. And yeah, that's why I love writing for anthologies too, because it's like I don't have to think of big sweeping world building. It's like, nope, you build the world for 6 to 12 pages and then you're done with it, and the reader can be done with it too. So yeah, I like the concept of good anthology work. All right.
And just speaking of anthologies, if I may, real quick, I just happen to have this next to me. It literally came in the mail before it got here, but shout out to some friends. I got the Summit Pinnacle anthology today. So if you guys are not aware, a lot of great indie creators are teaming up with all their superheroes to, come together for Summit publications. I'm looking forward to checking this out today when the show's over. I've also got Dash's superhero book on my my pile to get to this weekend too. So yeah, guys, check out my friend's stuff, man. A lot of great creators out there.
Make sure you
Good
leave
stuff going on.
Make sure you leave a review when you're done with it, please.
What, on Amazon? Yeah, absolutely.
All right, and then. Dash, did you have anything to promote today?
Just the ones that Ed and I we're meeting next week about Fade to Black. If you guys haven't heard about Fade to Black, it is a bunch of comic writers and just prose writers. We're getting together to do a anthology or short story collection called Fade to Black. It's where you take a song title and you interpret the song title. You don't write what the song is about itself. You take so for instance, I'm doing 50 Ways to Say Goodbye by Train, and it's about a hitman, and I have a story about Copperhead Road that's set in a neo-western setting. So we're kind of getting out of our comfort zone and writing stories that we normally write about. So we got Lori Calcaterra, we got George Medina, Ed, myself, we got Katrina Rowitz, Chris Brown. There's a bunch of us, 7 of us, and it's going to be looking like a January release for all of us. We'll put it up on Kickstarter, I believe, and it's just all of us. We got some great stories, some great song titles. I know the Gamblers in there. We have Gold Digger. So we got a bunch of really cool different stuff on that. So be looking for that in January. And then I'm still working on my trading card game. We're working on the Hell Comes to Texas trading card game where you get to play kind of in the vein of War or Rochambeau. We're going to be working that trading card game. Got a great artist lined up for that as well. And we're going to be showing some of the card art in the coming months of what these characters are going to look like on there. So
and I still need to play it. I got the game. The game arrived, and then life turned to chaos.
I got you. No worries.
Same.
No worries.
Hopefully it gets regular. But yeah, I want to play it with the kids because they're the ones that play Pokemon and Magic and everything. So they're going to be your best critics for that. Because I'm like, I'm not going to be the best one to say like, okay, good notes, but those two who play all the collectible card games will be able to give the proper notes.
I've had great feedback on the beta testing. There's still quite a bit of beta testing to go through. We're not even looking for a release on that until probably December of next year or even into 2028 once we get everything squared away. But the beta testing has been going really good. Lots of feedback, and I'm proud to say that there's going to be the changes that we've already seen that need to be made and working on it. But I'm really excited to show the art off in the next couple of months and where we're going to be working and what you'll see as far as character wise goes.
Yes. And my stories, I have Burning and Looting is one of my song titles, and Knives Out. So yeah, Knives Out is a plane crash that takes place in Antarctica in one of those 7 marathons in 7 continents in 7 days challenges that rich people do.
Yes.
So yeah, and that's there's my thing I wish I could afford one day, but I look at it's like $100,000 to do something like that, where you're private jetted around to all these things, and you get out and you run a marathon on each continent, and it's like, oh man, I want to do that so much. But
what a waste of money. Do you know how many USS flags you can buy with that much money?
I mean, you know what? If I can afford that marathon,
your priorities straight.
No. The thing is, if I can afford that marathon, the 7 marathons, 7 continents, 7 days, I will be playing with a flag in the airplane. Yes. The private jet and all my Joes will be on the airplane, because I'm like, that's my way of showing I have fuck you money. It's like I'm on a private jet playing with a flag right now with all vintage Joe figures. So yeah, some people drive up in a sports car. No, I'm the dude playing on a private jet with a flag. So there's my version of fuck you money. So yes, the flag can be a part of it, because if I can afford the money it costs to do something that absurd, then yeah, I can afford all the absurd things, and I will have them. Yes, that's a life-size Terminator at my doorstep.
Yes. When we were talking about the Holy Grail items, that popped into my head. Yeah. I had a story once where I picked up a girl at a Terminator shop because we were flirting over like the Terminator arms that they had for sale. She made a snide comment that I couldn't afford it, and I rebutted, and then we hit it off. So I'm very proud of that.
Good. Yeah. That must have been a good rebuttal then.
I never pick anybody up in person, so that was like one of the greatest days of my life. I remember walking down the Universal City Walk feeling like I had slain a dragon or some shit. I was like, yes!
Oh, was that in that the comic toy store on Universal City Walk?
It was back when they had the Terminator ride. I came out.
Okay, so when you get out of the end of the gift shop.
Yeah, I saw their hand and I was like, man, that's really cool. I wonder how much it is. And she's like, they're $300. And I was like, oh. And she was like, oh, you want me to wrap it up for you? And I took offense to that. I was like, what? I don't look like the kind of person that can drop $300 on a Terminator hand. I was like, I'll take 2, a right and a left if you have them. So I left, and my brother's like, you moron, you should have hit on her. So we went back on the ride, but she was on break. So we walked around the store for like a half an hour for her to come back before I hit on her, and then eventually we wound up and saw a movie together. So
cool.
Yeah. God, nobody wanted to hear that story, but I
did. Cool. That's a great story.
I needed the whole story. Yeah. I just remember the one, it was at Comic-Con at the Sideshow booth, and they had that life-size Terminator. It was absurdly expensive, but that's what you'd have in my doorway. Like, okay, there's a life-size Batman next to the life-size Predator, and it would be like, oh, upstairs, that's the museum wing of my toys. So yes, that's why my the neighbors that need okay, I got a Ferrari. Like, no, I got an Optimus Prime that talks. So it's like I will do it all the right ways that the nerds would love it, because as it is my house, like some of my wife's friends will walk in like, you let him decorate that? She's like, no, that one's mine. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
She's like, those are my collectibles. What are you talking about? Those are his over there. So yeah, she has to correct her friends. And I mean, that's when we had big birthday parties for my daughters, when we had the kind of stranger friends coming over because they were your kids' parents, and they would look at our house with disgust in their eyes. I'm like, you're proving we can't be real friends. It's like, you're coming over, I will feed you, but then you got to get out of my damn house. Right. So
it's like, my thing is, the best way to find cool friends as a parent is to have weird kids. And the weirder that your kids are, the more interesting their friends are going to be. And usually that means that they got pretty weird parents that I want to click with. Not always. Occasionally it's somebody, grumbling in the corner, mumbling about football or something. But usually it's some weird autistic dude that, you know, is hyper focused on, you know, something interesting, and I will listen to him talk about that all day, and I'll have a new friend.
And I think that's what you get as they get older. In elementary school, they're just everybody's friend. So you get kind of the ones that, yeah, they're
Have to invite
definitely
everybody.
they're not going to hang out the same way. But by the time we got to middle school, high school, yeah, she has some friends where we can hang out with the parents. So you do see that, and yeah, just you get one of two reactions when you walk into our house, because like the first thing you'll see is our 6-scale Batmobile that has a coffee table built around it. And
Nice.
people are either going to go, holy shit, that's amazing. Or they're going to like, you don't have a regular coffee table? It's like, do I need one?
Do I need
So,
one? That's the question.
Yeah. So yeah, that you get one of two reactions. And then one of the friends was like, do you mind if I take pictures of all this stuff? It's so cool. So you're like, all right, maybe we can hang out. But yeah, the ones that go, you hear them whispering, I can't believe she let her husband put all this stuff up. And then my wife's like, that's my Batmobile. How dare you?
Who needs friends?
And that's when
like
you know
Good
you married the
people
right
go through
woman
very
and it's
different
all
things
good
in
in your
life.
life. It's like, you know, you picked the right one, because when she corrects her friends, like, no, woman, that is my Batmobile, and don't you dare say that's my husband's. So, yeah. All right. So I'll do a very quick run through on mine, since it is still in late pledges, and that is Immortal Era 1 through 12 with the new trade. And talking about what Fred was saying, like, I just got Dan, he just gave me all the components for the new trade, and it's beautiful. I mean, he did such a good job putting together the inside cover, the back cover. I mean, the things you don't think about, but a good trade needs to really pop to the eyes when you see those things. And Dan, as always, just nailed it. I love what he did to put this. So this is Immortal Era 1 through 12. It is the story of a world in the future where everyone has gained immortality, but not the kind of immortality that you can live like a sparkling vampire and go to high school for infinite years. No, this is immortality where you're going to get old, you're going to suffer, you're going to be stuck as a decapitated head with no blood, because Facebook or because Kickstarter said no. And this is the closing out of the second story arc, where I do very mean things to my characters and destroy my world. And the next 12 issues, things are going to get very crazy. So this one will wrap it up, and we'll see that are they successful in their quest to find the next piece of death and continue this quest to bring life back and save humanity by killing them. And we have our main cover by Fish Lee. So talking about our fastest pin, he threw this together for me pretty quickly. And there it is. I love this cover because I love the slow walk explosion things in movies and TV. It always works. It's highly cliche, but it's amazing because it's always cool. So yeah, that is right now. And yeah, we are finishing up. He finished up all the pieces for the trade. So what does that mean? That means that they'll be sent to the printer this weekend, and hopefully get these out. My hope was September, but I'm using a brand new printer, so I'm having to insist on physical proofs of everything, where when I was using one for so long, I didn't have to worry about the physical proofs. I would just do digital and know that they would do it right. But now with a new printer, we're getting physical proofs, so it will slow things down a little bit. But if you backed, I will keep you updated. And thanks to all who backed. This one was a battle to get to the finish line, because we were 2 days away from closing, and it needed $1,400 to get to goal, and made it and more. So thanks to all who backed. But if you missed it, you still want it. It is available right here on late pledges, and I'm going to take the late pledges down as soon as I get the proofs in and approve the proofs for the trades. That's when I'm going to close out the late pledges. So I would say you have about, the guy who does the comic says it's about 2 weeks to get the physical proof. So you have about 2 more weeks, because I'm literally going to place the order later this afternoon. So it'll be in, and yeah, if you want to get your copy, grab it while you can. And I think everyone here backed it, so thank you for that.
Yeah.
And Fish, you'll get more magnets for your fridge. One of those with your cover on it. This time, just remember there's three.
I did not know last time. I stuck those magnets on there, and it was so cool looking at my cover, and my wife's like, you know, there's more than one magnet here. And I was like, no. And she pulled them all out. Now they're all over the fridge.
I went to my dad's house and he's got this lot, like rows of magnets. I'm like, that's cool. And a couple of my friends have sent me pictures of their dishwashers and stuff like that are just plastered with Immortal Era magnets. So I love it. Yeah. So more magnets coming there. Actually, the magnets are already here. A lot of the stretch goal stuff has already shown up because I ordered that. Once we unlocked it, I ordered it because even though we needed $1,400 in 2 days, I had confidence. So I just started ordering all that stuff. So yeah, fortunately, I do need it and not have to do a relaunch, because that's a lot of my friends don't quite understand the concept of a relaunch, and they would say, well, no, we already backed that. We don't need to back it again. We're just going to get our book. So thank goodness I didn't have to do that, because that would have been a tricky thing, trying to tell them, no, it didn't work. You didn't get charged. And now we have to do that all over again. Yeah. So yeah, luckily the Kickstarter gods were smiling on me and we did not have to do that. All right, so Dash and I will be back next Wednesday. We will be talking about the soundtrack for Once with I heard someone say that. If you want to join us, you are welcome to join us to talk about
the movie Once.
Yeah, the movie Once.
Yeah, the movie Once.
Yeah. Let me check.
Fred's in.
Wait.
If you can join us,
I think I can.
All right, cool. So,
I love Once. Shit, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it is good, and we're doing it because Glenn Hansard of the Swell Season that performs in Once just passed away. So we're doing it as our tribute to Glenn Hansard, who is one of my all-time favorite artists. I've seen him play live infinite times, and it was always such a perfect experience. And speaking of pop-ups, he would just randomly play on street corners all the time. But he was from Ireland, so they'd be in Ireland. And he died while driving home from just doing a little pop-up gig at some bar in Ireland, some tiny little bar. And he just went there and pulled out his acoustic guitar and played like 5 or 6 songs. And yeah, when he passed away, I told Dash, we got to make sure we cover a Glenn Hansard album. So we're covering the soundtrack of Once, and Fred knows it is so damn good. So Dash gets to experience it. I'm glad that he'll get to check that out. But yeah, we'll be here on Wednesday talking about that. So tune in then. And then next Saturday, I will not be here because it is my wife's birthday and we'll be in Disneyland. Hopefully the weather drops a little bit because, man, walking around in this sounds awful. But hopefully it's Anaheim, so the weather's a little bit better always there than it is here because it's more close to the beach and everything. But, man, it's been an oven. It sounds like everywhere that all of us live, it's been an oven. So, yeah.
Oh, dang.
So until then, we'll see you on Wednesday and have a great rest of your weekend.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.
If you missed the live viewing of any Meg production, you can find all our content on Roku or as a member of this channel. Madness Entertainment Group.